What if I told you that attraction isn't about how you look, your bank balance, or even how funny you are? Yes, you read that right. Some of the nicest and most successful guys are left scratching their heads when women lose interest. Why? Because attraction doesn't follow logic. It thrives on emotion, mystery, and psychology. And if you're not using these tools, you're playing the wrong game. You've probably heard phrases like, just be yourself, or she'll come around eventually. Let me tell you the harsh truth. That advice will get you nowhere if the woman already isn't interested. In fact, waiting and hoping usually kills any slim chance you had in the first place. Attraction doesn't work like an on and off switch. It's more like a spark you have to ignite. And anyone can do it. Now here's the kicker. Even if she initially sees you as not her type, or isn't showing interest, there are proven ways to flip the script. But they're not what you think. It's not about begging for attention, proving yourself, or coming off like a desperate pickup artist. It's about shifting her emotional perspective of you in a way that feels natural and undeniable. You see, women don't just choose who they're interested in, they feel drawn to men who tap into the primal triggers of attraction. These triggers work across the board, whether she's interested in you now, indifferent, or even dismissive. Master them, and you'll have the ability to not only draw women in, but also keep their interest burning. In this guide, I'll teach you practical and respectful strategies to navigate this complex dynamic. These aren't manipulative tactics or creepy tricks. They're rooted in understanding human psychology and creating authentic connections. But before we dive in, remember this. Confidence, clarity, and a sense of purpose are your biggest assets, and anyone can cultivate these qualities. Let's break this down step by step, and by the end, you'll know exactly how to attract women, even if she seems entirely out of reach right now. 1. Why being the nice guy will always fail you. Let's face it, being the nice guy is one of the biggest mistakes you can make when trying to attract a woman. Society, movies, and even your well-meaning friends might have drilled this idea into your head. Be sweet, do everything for her, agree with her no matter what. Sounds like a fail-proof strategy, right? Wrong. It's a surefire way to land yourself in the friend zone, which is where attraction goes to die. Here's the harsh truth. Women don't want a doormat. They don't want a man who prioritizes their approval so much that he loses his backbone. Think about it. What's attractive about someone who doesn't challenge you, excite you, or even have his own opinions? Women want depth, unpredictability, and someone who isn't afraid to stand out. The nice guy persona is predictable and quite frankly boring. Let's be clear, being nice isn't the problem, it's the underlying energy. Nice guys often act the way they do because they're trying to earn attraction through favors, compliments, and unrelenting attention. This screams one thing: desperation. Desperation kills attraction faster than anything. Why? Because it signals low value. When a man behaves like the nice guy, he subconsciously tells a woman, "You're more important than me. Your approval defines my worth." And guess what? Women instinctively reject that kind of energy. They're drawn to men who carry themselves with confidence, self-respect, and purpose. Men who know their worth doesn't come from anyone else's validation. What makes it even worse is that most nice guys feel entitled to a reward. They think their kindness and effort deserve a woman's interest, and when that doesn't happen, they become bitter and resentful. This creates a toxic cycle where they believe women only go for bad boys and nice guys always finish last. The reality is, women go for men who trigger a spark, not men who expect a pat on the back for playing it safe. If you're stuck in the nice guy trap, it's time to reframe your approach. Start leading instead of following. Stop seeking approval, and instead focus on building confidence, boundaries, and authenticity. Women respect and desire men who respect themselves first. Being kind and being attractive aren't mutually exclusive, but nice guy behavior will keep you invisible every time. 2. The psychology of igniting desire in any woman. Attraction isn't logical, it's emotional. And until you understand this, you'll keep spinning your wheels trying to win her over with logic, accomplishments, or a checklist of qualities you think she wants. Here's the blunt truth. A woman doesn't fall for a man because he ticks the right boxes. She falls for him because he triggers something primal, instinctive, and undeniable in her emotions. Women don't sit around thinking, does this guy have enough traits to make me fall for him? They respond to how you make them feel. This is why men who might not look like traditional catches often end up with incredible women. They know how to create emotional experiences that draw women in. They understand the triggers of desire and masterfully use them without seeming manipulative. One of the most powerful triggers of attraction is uncertainty. Wait, doesn't that sound counterintuitive? Shouldn't you make a woman feel safe and secure? Yes, eventually, but at the beginning, mystery and unpredictability ignite her interest. If she knows exactly how you feel and what you'll do next, the chase dies. Women are wired to feel drawn to men who challenge them mentally and emotionally. It's not about playing games, it's about adding a layer of intrigue to your personality. Another core trigger is emotional highs and lows. While this sounds controversial, think of it like this. Movies, books, and music captivate us because they take us through an emotional roller coaster. The same principle applies here. Being overly predictable and emotionally flat doesn't create the spark. You need to engage her emotions, laughter, intrigue, excitement, even moments of curiosity, all contribute to building an emotional connection that she finds irresistible. Lastly, never underestimate the power of body language and presence. The way you hold yourself, your posture, eye contact, and the confidence you radiate does more for igniting desire than any words ever could. Women are incredibly intuitive when it comes to picking up on nonverbal cues. If you exude purpose and self-assurance, she'll feel it. To ignite desire, shift your focus from trying to prove yourself to creating moments that evoke genuine emotion. Tap into her imagination, maintain an air of intrigue, and watch how she responds differently. When done with authenticity, this approach feels natural, not forced, and it's a game changer. 3. Why rejection isn't final. It's just a challenge. Rejection stings. There's no denying it. You muster up the courage, put yourself out there, and she's not interested. In that moment, it can feel like a personal failure, like you're not good enough, or like you've hit a dead end. But here's something you need to understand. Rejection isn't the end. It's simply part of the game. Most men see rejection as final because they tie their self-worth to whether or not a woman is interested. When she says no or seems uninterested, it feels like confirmation of their deepest insecurities. But what if rejection isn't a measure of your value? What if it's just feedback, an opportunity to adjust, learn, and approach things differently? Rejection happens for countless reasons, and most of them have nothing to do with you. Maybe she's in a bad mood, preoccupied with her own issues, or not emotionally available. Yet too often men take it personally, letting one no spiral into a belief that they're unattractive or unworthy. That mindset is the real rejection, the rejection of yourself. What separates successful men from everyone else is how they view rejection. They don't see it as a wall. They see it as a door that hasn't opened yet. A woman's lack of interest doesn't mean never, and it certainly doesn't mean you're stuck in that position forever. Attraction can change. It's fluid, dynamic, and often unpredictable. When faced with rejection, don't shrink, recalibrate. Sometimes it's about giving her space to see your value on her own terms. Other times, it's an invitation to focus inward, working on your confidence, purpose, and presence. The truth is, how you respond to rejection says more about you than the rejection itself. Men who carry themselves with dignity, resilience, and self-respect often become more attractive over time because they refuse to let setbacks define them. Instead of fearing rejection, embrace it as part of the process. Rejection isn't a reflection of your potential, it's simply a moment, and moments pass. The key is to stay grounded, adaptable, and focused on becoming the best version of yourself. When you stop letting rejection intimidate you, it loses its power. And once it loses its power, you become the one in control. 4. Confidence is overrated without this key factor. Confidence, it's the buzzword you hear all the time when it comes to attracting women. Be confident, they say, as if that's all there is to it. But let's be honest, how many men mistake arrogance or loud behavior for confidence and still come up short? The problem isn't confidence itself, it's that most men miss a crucial piece of the puzzle: self-awareness. Here's the truth: confidence alone isn't enough. What good is being confident if it's built on an unstable foundation? A man who is confident but unaware of how he's coming across can end up looking cocky, pushy, or even out of touch, and that's not attractive, it's off-putting. Too many men focus on the appearance of confidence, talking louder, bragging, or dominating conversations, instead of cultivating something deeper. Women see through this facade instantly. Genuine confidence comes from knowing yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, and more importantly, your values. It's not about pretending you're perfect, it's about owning who you are. Now here's where the criticism comes in. A lot of men today are walking around half asleep, blindly following advice they don't fully understand. They've built their identity on hollow ideas of what makes them desirable: money, looks, or trying to be the loudest guy in the room. Wake up. Women aren't fooled by shallow displays of confidence. They're looking for substance. A confident man without self-awareness is like a car with a great paint job but no engine. It might look good at first glance, but it doesn't take you anywhere. True attraction is about more than surface-level traits. It's about how you make a woman feel when you're around her. If you're not in tune with your behavior, your energy, and your emotional presence, you're only giving her half the story, and that's not enough. So, what's the wake-up call? Take a step back. Reflect on what truly drives you and what you bring to the table beyond the superficial. Confidence built on authenticity is magnetic. It doesn't require you to force anything or pretend to be someone you're not. Be calm, grounded, and aware. When you combine genuine confidence with self-awareness, you're no longer trying to prove anything. You just are. And that's exactly what keeps a woman coming back for more. 5. Playing the long game. Why patience wins women over. In today's fast-paced world, everyone wants instant gratification. Men approach women expecting instant attraction or immediate results. And when it doesn't happen, they become frustrated, discouraged, or even give up entirely. Here's the truth. If you're not willing to play the long game, you're setting yourself up for failure. Attraction doesn't always happen overnight. Sometimes it takes time for a woman to notice your value, let her guard down, or feel comfortable enough to open herself up emotionally. Many men miss out on incredible opportunities because they're in such a rush to seal the deal that they overlook the nuances of building a real connection. Patience isn't just about waiting. It's about consistency and staying grounded in your intentions. Too many men sabotage their efforts by becoming needy or pushy when things don't move as fast as they'd like. Here's the harsh truth. Desperation ruins any chance of attraction. A woman can feel when you're rushing things, and it immediately signals insecurity. Women want to feel chosen, not cornered. The long game also involves creating a foundation of trust. A woman needs to see that you're not just here for a quick win. Are you someone she can rely on? Are you genuine in your interactions, or are you just saying whatever it takes to get a reaction from her? Trust is built over time, and the men who understand this end up winning in the end. Patience is power. It allows you to detach from the outcome and focus on what really matters, building something meaningful. Instead of chasing women or constantly trying to impress them, be present in your own journey. A man who is focused, purposeful, and unshaken by temporary setbacks is naturally more attractive because he's not operating from a place of lack or urgency. And here's the payoff. When you play the long game, the results are more lasting and rewarding. Women appreciate men who give them the space to make decisions without pressure. They remember the guy who was steady and confident enough to wait for the right moment. Stop treating attraction as a sprint and start approaching it as a marathon. With patience, intention, and authenticity, you'll not only attract the right women, but also create a connection that stands the test of time. Here's the bottom line. Attraction isn't about chasing. It's about creating a magnetic pull that women can't resist. And here's the controversial truth no one wants to admit. Women don't always know why they're attracted to a man, but they feel it when it's right. It's up to you to trigger that instinct. Your next move? Share your experiences in the comments below. Let's talk about what's worked for you, where you've struggled, or what you're unsure about. I'll personally respond because connection starts here. Remember, attraction is a skill. Master it, and your life will never be the same.